Hello all, welcome to Selenium Python Training Series. In this session, as part of Selenium WebDriver, I am going to practically demonstrate how to refresh a page by running some JavaScript code in Selenium. So let's get started. But in Selenium, there is a command already for refreshing a page. That command is none other than refresh command. Okay. In Selenium, we have this refresh command for refreshing the page. Then why we have to run this JavaScript code for refreshing the page? Let me answer. So let's say there's a web page. Okay, let's say this is a web page. And in order to refresh this web page, in Selenium, we have a command. The command is none other than this refresh command. Okay, how to use this command? We have to write driver dot refresh. Already have demonstrated this refresh command as part of the previous sessions, right? When you use this refresh command in Selenium, this command need to refresh the page, but it's not going to directly refresh the page. Rather, this command will invoke some code. Okay, this command when called will invoke some code. There is some code in between. That is nothing but the JavaScript. JS means JavaScript code. Okay. What is the JavaScript code about? The code is all about refreshing the page. Okay. Some JavaScript code is written for refreshing the page. That code is being invoked with this refresh command, and with the help of this JavaScript code, refresh command is able to refresh the page. Not directly, but with the help of the JavaScript code, the refresh command is refreshing the page. Now, what if we can write this JavaScript code directly? Why should we depend on this refresh command, right? What's the advantage of doing that? If I directly write this JavaScript code for refreshing the page without depending on this refresh command, what is the benefit I get? A bit faster. The script will run a bit faster. The automation script will run a bit faster. Does that mean that refresh command is slow? No, it's also fast. This refresh command is fast and the JavaScript code is a bit faster. Okay. So when you see in real time, you will not see any difference between the JavaScript code of how much time it is taking and refresh command because they're too much fast. But compared to this refresh command, the JavaScript code is a bit faster. So, what do we have to use in real time then? Since it is bit faster, do we have to write the JavaScript code for refreshing the page, or do we have to use this refresh command of Selenium for refreshing the page? In real time, we use the refresh command. You see, there's not much difference in speed between this refresh command and JavaScript code. Even though the JavaScript code is bit faster, it's not required because people tend to use the convenience, right? This is very convenient. If I write driver.refresh, it's kind of convenient. Okay, for this I have to write a lot of code. Okay, so people generally go with the refresh command. But even though we don't use or write the JavaScript code for refreshing the page directly, for knowledge purpose we have to learn. Okay, people may ask you, what are the different ways of refreshing the page in Selenium? You have to say that by using the refresh command of Selenium, we can refresh the page. And also by writing this kind of JavaScript code, also we can refresh the page. Multiple ways of refreshing the page, we should have the knowledge of. So let's gain the knowledge and additional knowledge apart from using the refresh command. Let's know how to run the JavaScript code for refreshing the page also for our knowledge purpose. So here is an example page which I'm going to refresh with the help of JavaScript. Okay, and this is the code I have to write as part of JavaScript. This is the code I have to write. History dot go of 0. This JavaScript code is going to refresh the page. You just have to remember it. That's it. Okay, you don't have to break your head here. If you Google search also, you'll get this code. Okay, JavaScript. Give me the JavaScript code for refreshing the page, and this will come. This you pass in the Selenium commands, and Selenium script will refresh the page. Okay, with the help of JavaScript. Let's take this application URL and open in the browser first of all. This page I want to refresh. There are multiple ways I told you, right? First way is like by using the refresh command in Selenium Python. So let me first show you the refresh command. For that, I'll open the application URL here. After opening the Chrome browser, maximizing the browser window, I'm opening the application URL. And here I'll give some time.sleep because here, first of all, it will be anyhow loading. After the loading is completed, after waiting for 3 seconds, I would like to refresh the page. For demo purpose, I'm adding time.sleep. Here I'll simply write down the Selenium command, that is driver.refresh command. After that, again, I'll give some time.sleep before closing the browser. And now finally, I'll close the browser. Driver.quit. Let's see how the refresh command of Selenium Python is going to refresh this page. Run this. Just observe the web page, guys. The same thing we can achieve by running the JavaScript code that I'm going to cover next in this same session. You see, once the page is loading, after 3 seconds, observe that the page will load again. You see, the page is again loading. This is what is a refresh command. The browser got closed. Now, in place of this, using this refresh command, I'll remove this and I would like to run some JavaScript code for refreshing the page. How to do that? driver dot execute script. In this, I have to write history dot go of 0. Okay. Now run this. That's it. There's nothing much. Instead of using the refresh command here, you are running some JavaScript code with the help of execute script command of Selenium Python. Now run this code. So history.go of 0 is nothing but JavaScript code. Okay, that will be responsible for refreshing the page. Now just observe that the page is loading initially. After the page loads, after 3 seconds, observe that you see again the page is loading. This is because of the refresh command. Okay, that is not refresh JavaScript code. Okay, in this case. So hope guys you understood how to refresh a page by running some JavaScript code in Selenium. So that's all for this session. See you in the next session. Thank you. Bye bye.